All right, cycle number 46. This was originally drawing number 48. I'm getting to pick and choose some of these drawings now because I'm not doing as many cycles. I was initially tending to do 70. It's going to be less than that now. This one, I like this design here. This design is pretty fun. I think that it's going to give me some good results. I didn't take too long when I started thinking about what I wanted to do with this one. It could have been a run, it could have been a jump, but it's just too the structure of the character, just this big sphere with these big arms and legs is like, okay, no, I've got to do like a Tasmanian devil kind of spin with this character. Now the challenge is I've only got 12 drawings in my cycle. Each cycle is a second long, 12 drawings, 24 frames. And if I was going to do this straight ahead, I would have a big anticipation, and then going into the spin, and then when I come out of the spin, I'd do a big overshoot and settle. That's not going to work with the cycle, because then I'd have anticipation, the spin wouldn't be very long, and it'd only be maybe 4 or 5 drawings, and then come out and overshoot, settle back, and then have to anticipate. It would just be, there would be so much time spent with the anticipation, the overshoot, and settling. It's just, it wouldn't work here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be easing out of this pose here, starting here and just getting faster and faster out of it. Lots of drag, lots of overlap, and then I'll be easing into the final drawing. So it'll be, final drawing is this here, because it's going to be drawing 1 and 13, the same thing. So accelerating and decelerating out of that initial drawing that I've got here. It's going to be interesting, yeah. And it's going to give me more time with the spinning, which will be more interesting. That's the more dynamic part of the drawings, and the part where I get to be more creative and do crazy stuff with arms and feet flailing around and multiple eyes and different blur shapes. I'm actually not sure how I'm going to do the blurring shapes, because so far everything I've been doing has been hard lines, and I haven't done like any kind of dry brush or abstract blur effects, but yeah, we'll see how it is when I get there. But yeah, this should be fun. Pretty free when it comes to the shapes once I get into the spin. I'm imagining at least 6 of the drawings are going to be fully spinning, maybe even 7 or 8. Probably take 2 or 3 drawings getting out of this and 2 or 3 getting into it. So it should be, yeah, should be a fun one. And it's, as I'm just thinking it out, like I haven't pre-planned it too much in my mind, but I'm thinking about the feet and how they're going to plant. Am I going to plant one foot and then the next, or am I just going to have them arrive there, or is it just going to be completely random? We'll see. That's the beauty of this process. I will, in 2 hours from now, I will be mostly happily surprised by something that I came up with, I think. All right, let's get down to it, see what I can come up with. Alrighty. Oh, that was, I started the timer a few minutes late there, but it was still only about an hour and 25, I think. Yeah, this is, the thing about doing any kind of abstract drawings like this is not, this is kind of a step beyond smears. Smears is when I'm taking a character and I'm trying to make it so that it's still readable. This is just more abstract shapes with 2D artwork here. So you can see, as we're starting out here, I've got the structure going on. I'll draw the extra fur lines later on. Dragging those arms, dragging the legs, just like I normally would. getting into here, don't really have any spin lines yet. I might add a couple more here just to transition into there. Maybe I'll add a couple trailing lines here, something like that. There's that one, and maybe this one here. Add a couple lines there. That'll be good. Maybe I'll add a couple here on this foot. And this foot here as well. I'll add a couple toe lines here. Just so we don't have all these smears starting at the same time here. Starting to introduce them a little bit earlier. Maybe I'll add a couple here. That's not quite right. And this is the thing, this is all very abstract. So I mean, there's some principles here, you know, thinking about the lines are going to be like after images of what's left behind. Yeah, that worked out well here for the tail. You see how I did this one? So that leads me into here. Multiple eyes going across. Directionality is important to try and sell the fact that I'm spinning clockwise here. And then once I get into here, it's just a matter of, okay, so I've got a few little things that I'm following, like the eyes going from one side to the other. There's a bunch of ears there. Here come the eyes across there. Let's get some appealing mouth drawings in there. The overall shape, you can see at the bottom here, it's pretty thick to start, and then I make it thinner, 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 and then it's going to thicken out again. I put in a couple, they're pretty messy, but like this black shape down here, that helps the eye follow, so we're going in a clockwise direction. Then I'm coming out of it here, drawing with that one arm. Here, just a little bit of lines going back into that first drawing. Yeah, this goes relatively quickly because it's so freeing. There isn't a right way of doing this by any stretch, and if when you're doing a regular character animation, there are dozens of different ways of doing it. There's hundreds of different ways of doing this, and they're all equally valid. And yeah, this is fun stuff. It's very freeing. It's it's sometimes a lot of scribbling, and of course, you know, doing it on a computer, there's Control-Z. You have to be a little bit more careful with your scribbling when you're doing it on paper. You have to erase things, but yeah, this was fun. The only thing that I'm not sure about is how it's going to hook up to this stopped pose here, because we're doing a lot on this last frame before the stop, and then we're starting relatively structured. Yeah, it's again with this, it would have been more effective in a way, I think, if I'd had an anticipation and then an overshoot settle. But just thinking about a 12 frame cycle, I think this is pretty successful. So let's have a look at it. Ah, that's wonderful. Yeah, very good. Yep, nice. Yeah, I even got a little bit of a left to right motion there when at the end of the spin comes over to the right and then comes back to the left. Yeah, the feet are a little bit messy when they land there, but the overall motion of the spin is feeling very good. Those eyes are reading nicely, going in clockwise direction there. A bunch of the random lines I put on there are reading pretty well. Very nice. Yeah, and this is, like I say, I mean, this was fast. This was less than an hour and a half. Yeah, it's just the magic of 2D animation, you know, starting with a blank sheet of digital paper, and in less than 90 minutes, you can come up with something like this. And it's a way to tell a story. It's a way to express some motion through some artwork. You know what I'm going to do really quickly here? I'm just going to throw some, this might be messy because I'm going to do this in real time. Let me just copy this actually. Delete layer. So what I'm just duplicating this layer here. I'm just going to put a little bit of smoke or a little bit of dust here. And it's going to be extremely rough, and it might not even pay off, but we'll see how it all works out. So as he's starting to go here, we'll have that going on. Poof, the dust is shooting outwards here. Poof, coming out this way. And I'll need that. And why am I not seeing it? Oh, right. Got it. There we go. This is what happens when I'm doing it in real time. All right, cool. Super, super sketchy smoke here. Whoosh, and dust. So it's coming out here. It's going to start dissipating. This hood here is going to start dissipating. That's too bad. I don't like that. I want a more of a big shape. There we go. Have some little bits there. Have some little bits here. It's dissipating, dissipating. Dissipating up there. All right, there we go. Yeah. Just some little dust. Whoosh, just as everything starts up. It's kind of symmetrical. I should have gone more bigger on one side than the other, but you get the idea. You get the point. You could do so much so quickly with 2D animation. I love it. All right, that's good enough for now. Cycle 46, very different than the first 45, and very happy with it. It's going to make a good contrast with a lot of the other cycles of my short film. All right, thanks for checking it out. Take care.